Right, royal event. Oh, absolutely. Now I'm going to be out by the time that you're watching this. Well, hopefully you'll be in bed, tucked up, keeping warm. Yes, but I will be at the Royal Albert Hall today because tonight, of course, is the Royal Variety Performance. That is, of course, a spectacular event that has been going now since 1912. Really, sort of put together originally by Edward VII. The idea, was muted. I mean, it had gone on many years, hadn't it? If you think about it, in medieval times, court jesters were brought on to entertain royalty. Some might suggest it's still going strong today. And when you think about it, the Royal Variety Show, the background to that, and this is what I wanted to share with you. I'll tell you all about the big event, of course, later. But the background to that is simply this. It was put together literally so that the artists that were struggling, because at this point in the 1910s, 1912s, the music hall was really raging hard over here. Vaudeville, I think, in the other parts of the world. Big stars were making a lot of money and lesser stars were not. So when they fell on hard times, as their acts sort of went in and out of favour, I know that feeling. Now, what happened was they decided, the royals, to put on a command performance. So every year you got commanded to perform in front of royalty, quite literally in a splendid theatre with all the rich people in their refinery. And more importantly, they bought the seats and the money then went to various charitable causes. This to me is one of the best charitable causes that you can find. There's a beautiful place out at Twickenham. I know there are other homes, but this is called Brinsworth House, and it's where a lot of retired ex-acts go to see out their time. All the rooms are named after theatres like Hippodrome, Empire, Palace, that sort of stuff. Many famous names have stayed there over the years, including the likes of Hilda Baker, Sir Norman Wisdom, good friends of mine, and brought so much joy to so many people. That is the background, and the reason why the royals attend today is, of course, the fact that they turn up and sit there and watch you as an act can do so much for your career. And more importantly, it's a spectacular event, one of the most successful sold entertainment programs in the world to over 150 countries around the world. So that's the reason why when people say, well, why do they go? Now, as we all know, Harry and Meghan went just once. And Meghan apparently had no idea who half the acts were. Nobody bothered to explain. Guess what? Of course, Her Majesty the Queen went quite a number of times, but the all-time favourite royal who truly loved attending the Royal Command Royal Variety Performance was none other than the late and beautiful Queen Mother. She thoroughly enjoyed that night out, absolutely loved it. And more importantly, as I said, it did a lot for their careers. Tommy Steele, the wonderful entertainer who's still with us, told me this story about the Queen Mother. He said he was starting out in 1957. He was doing his rock and roll act, not necessarily the same audience that one would expect. And what happened was that nobody really was enjoying it, And he said very gently, very nicely, the Queen Mother leaned out of the royal box with those white gloved hands and started clapping. Everybody looked towards the royal box and they all joined in. And he told me without a doubt that the Queen Mother saved his career and his life that night on the Royal Variety Performance. This year's top of the bill is Cher. I'll tell you all about that very soon. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.